Did you realize you would miss that music?
I know. I love it.
Oh my gosh. The music started and I looked at you like, holy crap, we are back.
Yes.
We are back, people. And for those, we're alive.
Yes, we are live currently.
Barely. We looked at each other and we're like, well, we're here.
It's the same shit show it was 4 months ago.
So some stuff has happened, right? We've had some things.
Yeah.
It all started with Our Town. I was going to be in a fucking play.
Way to go, Kat.
I decided I was going to be the stage manager. Oh, and that ended up doing.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good, actually. That's the first play I'd been to in a very long time. I loved it.
I was proud of myself.
Yeah.
I was, 8,000 words.
Yes, no, I like never 75,000 pages. It was crazy.
I never left the stage, and I was speaking for 60% of the show.
Yeah.
It was like the Cat show with some people. That's what it felt like. I was so sure that everybody in the cast was just tired of my voice. My voice was tired of my voice. That's for sure. And then right after that, I went in and had surgery.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
didn't go as expected, right?
Huh?
It didn't go as expected, right?
Well, we thought that it was okay. So I had a labral tear in my left shoulder. I had to feel it. This is the left side. Labral tear. That was most of it was just torn off, and then so they had to repair that. But it had also taken the tendon on, so they had to reattach my bicep tendon.
Oh man!
To the bone. Which just grosses me out. And she's like, I'm going to make your bone bleed.
Oh, nice.
And then what we're hoping is that your EDS doesn't impact the healing process, because what would happen is all that collagen and the good stuff would make the scar tissue. Well, with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, you don't have great collagen. So they're just like, don't move your arm. So I spent 6 weeks in a brace, sleeping in it, not moving, no weight bearing. So it was very, very hard to type.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really do the show.
Yeah.
And everybody was really sad about. I was very lonely and high on hydrocodone. So I mean, really.
And then you had an event for work because you're crazy.
And then the big annual fundraiser for work. And then now that was 2 days ago. And so here we are. Yes. And today I had my very first panic attack after the event. So that makes sense.
Yes.
I'm not really sure. I think I've had anxiety, but I've never felt like I was going to die.
Yeah.
And today that happened. So I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So really, we are just hanging on. We are hanging on. But we are here.
Yes. I haven't had anything crazy happen other than, I just have anxiety every day of my life.
This is just all me. This is the reason we haven't been here.
No. I am leaving for 2 weeks coming up. So, that will be my fault. But we are pre-recording some.
We're pre-recording some. So don't,
So we're not going to be gone for another 6 months.
Sarah. It wasn't 6 months. Sarah makes me feel really bad.
No, it was both of us. We were supposed to record last week and I couldn't.
That's all right. We're together. But we're together now.
Yes, we are.
We are together now.
45 minutes later, we'll... Kidding. Everyone's missed us. We honestly have gotten so many emails and messages of when are you guys coming back? And that made me feel kind of good because I didn't know people actually cared that we were around. Because this is kind of something we do for us. So
I know.
And so it's nice when other people tell us they like our show and miss us and they're not our friends. You know what I mean? Like other strangers tell us that. It's great.
It means more than when the chamber ladies say it. That's rude.
And we did have that really cool email.
Oh, yeah.
We had a fan who reached out and listened to one of our episodes, and she was just very heartfelt, and it was just a really, really nice long message to us, thanking us for, it was Kat's episode, thanking Kat for doing that episode.
It was on, what was his name?
Harold, wasn't it Harold Camp?
Harold Camper.
Yeah.
And she actually grew up in that, or her mom was a member of that cult.
Yeah.
Harold Camping. Sorry.
Yeah.
He was the Christian radio broadcaster and evangelist.
Yeah. I don't remember what episode of ours that was, but we did cover it. Anyways, her email was just really nice, and so when we get things like that, it means a lot to us. So if
thank you.
Yeah, if you ever want to send us something, you can do it on our website, or message us on Facebook. We love you guys, and we appreciate it. Just know we do read everything.
That was season 5, episode 1.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, and then we talked to one of the survivors of that. That was season 5, episode 11.
Yeah.
And we had Draft Horse Math from Twitter.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, anyways, so we just wanted to let you guys know we do read anything you send us, and we do appreciate it. So.
And if you hear me grunt, it's because my arm hurts. So
we're just trying to hold it together over there, guys. Okay, like
I'm like, I can't have physical mobility. You know what else I did? Because I have nothing else to do. I sang in a glee club.
I saw that. I saw the video. I mean,
Wow. I mean, it was such a good endorphins or something, some kind of it made me smile. I needed that, but at the same time, bad weekend.
All I've done is torture myself because I knew I was leaving for 2 weeks in October, and I said yes to all these really big projects. I'm like, yeah, I could totally get all of those things done before I leave. Not a problem. Am I even close to getting one of those done? Not really.
But have you gotten paid in advance?
No. That would be even more anxious if I got paid in advance, because then I'd be like, shit, they're going to want their money back before I leave town. I want
to speak to your manager.
have a hard time saying no to things, and time management apparently is not my forte. So anyways,
that's an ADHD thing. 100%.
Here we are, just full of anxiety every day, trying to get things done before I leave next week. So,
well, don't worry, dear listeners, if you're still with us 8 minutes in. It hasn't been 40, so it's only been 8. It's only been 8.
They can just fast forward.
I know.
Okay.
We will have episodes. We are not going to skip a week while she's gone. If anything, I will make Sarah come and sit in the hot seat, and we'll do an episode with her.
I do think it's kind of weird. She only wants to be here when I'm not here, but that's a story for another day.
I almost spit out my beer, dude. I'm
just kidding. I had to give her a hard time because she hasn't been here in forever.
Yeah, she hasn't. But she's awesome. They were a part of our event. We did a scavenger hunt, and her boys were there. It was awesome. Oh. All of the guys were there. All right, so I guess we should get started.
Okay.
I forgot how we do this.
You speak,
and now I talk.
I just sit here and make smart-ass comments.
Okay, well, keep them coming. So today I want to talk about this guy that just really got on my nerves. And when I do those episodes, I start yelling at you, but I'm just yelling.
Yes.
It's not directed at you. I'm just like,
I understand.
What the fuck? Right?
I get yelled at all the time. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm here.
No, yep. You're not you are not my punching bag.
I know.
It's just one of these. He is just, he is so grating, and he has a mullet, and I
like how that it's just a thing. He had a mullet,
and he never got rid of it. He had it in the 70s, and then just kept it because.
Should have been red flag number 1. I don't even know what story you're doing, but
100%. If you cannot keep, you just think you're that
my support
hot.
Kitty is here.
You think you're so hot that you're going to keep your yellow and silver mullet that's ratty and just not even in style. He's like, it's going to eventually come back in style. Right. You can't do that. You can't wait for it to come out. Just bleh. Anyway, This is why I'm doing the story, because he annoys me so much. So this is the story of Thomas Randolph.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of him?
I don't think so.
He has been better labeled the Black Widower.
Oh, I don't think I have.
So he was married 6 times. 4 of his wives died.
Oh, how lucky for the other 2.
So his life was really just this, and early on, I see no catalyst for any of this, right? I think he was just a narcissist.
Oh.
Like his mom loved him. That might be it. Maybe she loved him too much. There's maybe not enough discipline. She didn't keep, I don't know.
But that's so unusual. Usually it's very abusive. Childhood and stuff.
No, he's just super duper, like he hung the moon.
Oh,
right? Like he knows it. He thinks he's hot shit.
Yeah.
And he deserves to be treated as such, right? But it was early when these tendencies started. So
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about. So there's a lot of there's love, there's betrayal, there's attempted murder for hire more than once.
Oh my gosh.
There's courtroom drama. He got tased half naked at his house. Just like gross, dude. So it's not just about like this one crime. It's about like his entire life of these twisted ass relationships, and they were all full of like manipulation and fear. A lot of these women were scared, and the ones that got away, like they saw red flags and they left.
Yeah.
The other ones were also scared, just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They didn't maybe have those, or they did not see the red flags.
Right.
So, I guess to better understand him, we're going to have to walk through his life with the women that kind of came in and out eventually of his life. Now, there are a couple of documentaries. There is one on HBO. I think it's called The Black Widower.
Okay.
Dateline did a 3-part series in 2021 called The Widower. And I think you can see that on NBC, like not on YouTube. It's not on YouTube. But you can also listen to the podcast. But the 4 that passed, only one of them died of natural causes.
Oh.
So when people say 6 wives, 4 dead, it really does sound like he killed all 4, but 1 did die of natural causes.
And they're sure it was natural cause.
Cancer, 10 years after they divorced.
Oh.
Cancer, 10 years after they divorced. I realized I said that like 5 feet from the microphone. I was just trying to take a sip of my beer.
That's okay.
That's all. Okay. I don't want to talk too much about him because he's a piece of shit.
Right.
Right. Like, who cares about this schmuck?
Right.
Obviously, we do a little, or else we wouldn't be doing an episode about it. But it's more.
But we do like to talk about the victims and stuff
also
a lot
just
more.
sort of like, hey, this is also a potential red flag.
Yeah.
And I think there was even a point in one of the documentaries where the investigator was like, this is a story. He was like, well, it's 2021. Didn't think I'd be talking about Thomas Randolph again, but it's a story that needs to be told.
Yeah.
Right. And he, and I thought about it as, the show went on. I was like, you know what? That's right. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of go, oh, like that.
It's so
that's
hard
how it can happen.
to see the signs when you're in it.
Sure.
Yeah, but then you're out and you're like, how you feel so stupid because you're like, how could I? Or when you're looking in at someone else's situation, you're like, how could they not have seen all of that? But it's so different when you're in it. And I think it's important, like you said, to talk about the different signs and stuff.
Yes, because there's going to be one point that you'll have a moment of clarity, maybe,
Okay.
and you'll say, that's a sign, like that's a bad sign, and do something, or start to make a plan, and knowing that the making of a plan is the most dangerous time.
Yeah.
And so, there are resources. Again, they're in our show notes. If you need anything, reach out to us.
Yes.
But there are lots of resources. And, we're here for you. We're here for you. Anyway, so he grew up in a solid home. Like I said, this is one of those.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Which makes me even madder. I haven't even heard the story yet.
I know, because he's very smart. And he's very smart, and he knows it.
Ugh.
Right? He was born to Dorothy and Thomas Randolph Sr. They got married on Christmas Eve in 1953, and they had Thomas Jr. and Joe. That's all you really need to know about them. Yay! Okay. At some point, he decided he wanted to get into rock and roll music, so he learned how to play the drums. He became a drummer, and he was like, I'm the hottest shit in this small town, right? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby. He's so annoying. Because he says that
Guys,
shit.
I wish you could see her face when she says this. Like, legitimately is so annoyed.
I'm annoyed. I have disdain.
My support kitties are
Hey.
fighting.
There is no raping in this house. The cats. Why are they mounting each other like that? That's crazy. Stop it. Hey. Be nice. Okay.
You can't be a support kitty if you're trying to kill your other cat.
Hey, alpha kitties. Come on. So, one of the things is, like, he was genuinely a very smart person.
Yeah.
He was in school. He worked for a law firm. He wanted to be a lawyer. You can't just get a job at a law firm being a dum-dum. Yeah. Right? Like, this is sort of where, his mind was. Part of me thinks he's like one of those that's like trying to learn the law so he can skirt the law.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he had some ideas early on. So the first person that he married was a woman named Catherine Thomas. Spoiler alert, she lives. Okay, she survives this. They were very young when they got married. She was 18, he was 20.
Okay.
So very young. And she fell for him so fast. She was like, oh, he was so witty and he was intelligent and, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby. It was short. It was turbulent. And ultimately it ended in divorce. They did have 2 children together, though. I can only remember one of them, but one of them's named Justice, which is so ironic. So there was a pattern that she noticed, and she said one of the things she said was the first thing that she noticed, like the first sign, was she made him a bowl of oatmeal and did not put sugar in it. And he took that bowl of oatmeal and he threw it against the wall, and he said, "My mother put sugar in my oatmeal."
Well,
so she was like, oh shit, what did I just do? Like, so that was a pretty clear for her. She was like, that doesn't match me not putting sugar in your oatmeal like that.
But you could go live with your mother and she can make your oatmeal.
That's strange. Yeah.
That's such a crazy reaction. But I mean, it happens all the time. It happens.
So it was like, he was like, well, we just got married, so let me start setting the fear in, right?
Yeah.
We're married now, and now you're going to start to fear me so that I can control you.
Did they have kids at this point, or do you know?
Not yet. Okay. But then they ended up having kids kind of really quickly. And then, so once he was in a rage, he would, it would calm down, and then there'd be the honeymoon, and then there they'd go, right? The cycle of violence would just start over. And he always seemed to have the upper hand. He always seemed to have the upper hand in their arguments because of his intellect, right? And so he could manipulate her and a little bit easier, right? And so it sucked. Yeah. You're young. You kind of, that sucked. So she finally got a divorce from him. And in the documentary, they asked her, like, do you know if he took out a life insurance policy on you? And she's 18 and he's 20. And she said, yes, he did.
I'm honestly surprised he let her leave.
Yeah. But maybe she was surrounded by family. I mean, I guess
Maybe
they
it's 'cause they had
all were.
kids.
Maybe because they had kids. Because what's he going to do? Take care of them? So they get a divorce, and that day, on the day the divorce is finalized, enter wife number 2. Becky
Like, literally gets married.
Literally. On the day the divorce was final, he got married.
Wife number 2 didn't find that strange, or she didn't know that was divorce day. I can't, I'm not judging her. I'm just
don't know.
curious if she knew
I mean,
that he was, you know what I mean?
You can make that sound so romantic, though, Ashley. Think about it. I can't wait to marry you. On the day I get that divorce, baby, we are getting married. Yes. I've been waiting. Because he was having an affair with her the entire time.
Yeah.
They were married. He was a philanderer.
Oh, okay.
Did I say that? Did I
really do something for people?
Those 70s mullets, man. Yes. So he admits, he's like, oh yeah, I've never been faithful to any woman. You know, I slept sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Does he really say that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. He's like, yeah, you know, I like sex. I'm such a romantic. I'm the biggest romantic you've ever met. I love women. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to make sure you take out like hundreds of thousands of dollars of life insurance on them, each and every one. But okay. So anyway, enter wife number 2, Becky Galt. They got married in 1983, and she was just the cutest little thing. She has such a sweet smile. Actually, she really did. 3 years later, Becky was dead from a gunshot wound. Randolph insisted she had taken her own life. There was a suicide note left in the kitchen. She was found in her bed, and the investigator that on the scene at the time was really suspect of the whole scene. He said she would have had to take the gun and turned it
weird.
like the way,
like inverted.
Because the I guess the way the barrel at the end, it would have had to have been like this,
like
upside down, and you're on the bed. She was
like doing gymnastics.
She was
just
found like on the bed. She would have had to be a little bit ambidextrous. Like, why would you do it like that?
Yeah, like that's a lot of effort to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
It's weird.
But they still didn't look into him?
So they didn't. No. And so what happened was. See, here's what happened.
You guys, I really wish you could see her right now.
So the prosecutor said it was a suicide. And the investigator was like, well, it's a crime scene. I'm going to get a warrant. I'm going to go back in because it's still roped off. Well, no, it wasn't. They gave him back the house.
Oh my God.
And he scoured it clean, painted over the walls,
because that's
removed
not, like,
carpet. I mean, he cleaned it from top to bottom. So the cops could never go back in there and investigate. So bloop, bloop, bloop. Now, wife number 1, Kathy, she and Becky were not on unfriendly terms. She's like, hey, my kids go to your house, so I got to know you.
Yeah.
Right? So there was some... there was a they weren't friends, but they were friends. They were friendly enough, right? Yeah. And at one point, Becky did confide in her, saying, "This is what's happening, and he's making me do drugs because he's really into doing drugs. He sold drugs, and he didn't have a job, so he was selling drugs. Winner." And he was getting her to do crack. He was like, "Oh, try crack." Why not?
As one does.
So of course she just like went downhill and she lost all this weight and, you know, she looked terrible. And she was like, I want to get out. And, you know, she was doing coke and she smoked crack. And so wife number one, Kathy, said, you know, she counseled her for a few months, saying, you know, here's how you leave safely.
Yeah.
They came up with a safety plan, and like, don't tell him that you want to leave, just live normally.
Yeah.
So she was doing that. She was doing the right thing. The day she died, she was actually at a cousin's house and they were like having some kind of get together or whatever. She's like, I'm going to run home, grab something, and then I'll be back. And her cousin was like, don't go. You're by yourself. Don't go. And she's like, don't worry. Tommy's not there. He's not coming home or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, ugh. She's like, I'll be right back. And that's when she was killed.
So he had to be planning that to like have the note ready and everything already.
So on December 8th, 1988, more than 2 years later, he was finally charged with murder, first degree. That's the kind of charge that would put somebody on death row. Mm-hmm. He was also charged with filing a false insurance claim. Hey, right? If he's guilty of murder, he can't have gotten that money, which he did get. So there was a little bit of a change. There was a woman who reached out to investigators. The investigator they did not close this case. An investigator who did still have this case because they were like, this is suspicious. And so they did not close it, even though the prosecutor was like, it was a suicide.
Yeah.
A woman came forward and said, my husband was asked by Thomas Randolph to kill Becky.
Ooh.
And so Eric Tarantino, a man named Eric Tarantino, came forward. He said, yes, I was friends with Thomas Randolph for years. And at one point they started working together. That's how they met. They worked together, and they would go, and he was grooming him to do this murder. And they would go fishing together, and they would, you know, he was definitely grooming them. Like,
yeah.
He's so smart. He was a young kid. This older man, he's so smart. And he's, you know, there was like gifts, you know, like extra money and whatever. And then he was just like, oh, if you were going to try to murder somebody, like how for insurance claim, how would you do it? You know, and they would kind of work through these scenarios. So it was sort of like, I'm going to desensitize you to these conversations.
Yeah.
And so they would I think they had 4 or 5 scenarios on how they could actually do it. And finally he said, okay, well, you're going to kill my wife. And Eric said, no. And he said, well, here's the thing. You know too much. So it's either her or you. And so he was like, okay, it's her. And of course he didn't go through with it, but he called Becky and he said, he's got 5 or 6 life insurance policies out on you. I saw them. They're at his mom's house in a drawer underneath a yellow sweater, but he wants to kill you. And then he left town. He bolted. He was like, I can't do it. I'm scared for my life. And so he left town, but his wife eventually came forward and said, here's the thing, you know, 2 years later, this is the situation. And so they charged Thomas Randolph with murder, conspiracy, and you know, that sort of thing. But to save himself, he actually hired a hitman to kill Eric Tarantino. So Eric Tarantino wouldn't testify in the trial because that was the prosecution's case.
So you're being charged for hiring a hitman that you claim you didn't. So then you actually hire a hitman?
But that hitman was a undercover detective.
God, nice. I love it.
An undercover detective who was in jail. Like, he went to jail. Wild. He
went to jail for this?
To be an undercover person.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah. Dude. He was in the next cell over from Thomas Randolph, and then they became friends. And then he was like, hey, will you kill this guy because you're on your way out? And he was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then, but he was really a detective.
Good for the detectives, though, I have to say, because a lot of times they would have just closed that case and been like over it.
They didn't. It was still open. I mean, good for them, right?
Yeah.
Like they were trying to pay attention because they knew something's up, right? So Thomas went to jail, and he was found not guilty.
Wow. How could he have been found not guilty when the actual hitman came forward and then he hired a detective to kill the person he tried to hire to kill his wife? Like, I don't understand.
So, ta-da. Yay. But he was like, so smug about it. I feel wonderful. I'm free. And they're like, not, you're in jail because you just tried to kill somebody else. So like, yeah, the jury never found out about the additional hit on Eric Tarantino. They weren't allowed to know that because it wasn't a part of the original crime.
But it was part of the crime. It was covering up the original crime.
I agree with that's witness tampering like a motherfucker.
I mean, I feel like that is extremely connected to the original case.
If a witness dies, is that not is that not a part of the original? I mean, anyway, so Eric's alive. Thank goodness. He was really upset, obviously. I mean, he put his own life in peril to come forward. But anyway, Becky's mother said after it was all over, saying he's guilty and he's just going to kill someone else's daughter. So beware.
Was there any, did anyone ever say why Becky stayed after she was told about the life insurance policies?
I think this is when she was like...
Oh, this is like when she was like, oh, fuck, I need to really get out of here. Got it.
And so she was working her way out. Yeah, she was trying to do, leaving slowly so that it doesn't...
Yeah. I just didn't know if like what point in the timeline she found out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense though.
So soon after, so her mom... He's guilty and he's just going to kill someone else's daughter. So beware. And sadly, she was right. So soon after Becky's death, Randolph married wife number 3, Leona Stapleton. And I mean, right after, he liked to call himself a romantic, like I said, even bragging that he was just a man who loved love. That's what he said.
That's a red flag in itself.
So Leona didn't really see romance. She saw manipulation, and she got out of that marriage. And years later, she died of cancer, but not at his hand.
Got it.
But who knows? Maybe he poisoned her. So wife number 4 was Gaina Allman, and they married in the 90s. I know like Leona, they weren't married that long, but I don't know like when they got married. So I just know like for Gaina, like they got married in the 90s, and I'm not really, there's no like particular date I was ever able to find. I mean, I'm sure I can do like people tracker kind of a thing, but I'm not paying for that. So, she also survived, but later testified about Randolph's volatility and abuse. So like Leona, she escaped. At one point, he was cleaning a gun in the house, and she was just a few feet away from it when it discharged. And I'm putting that in quotes. And a bullet went tearing by her and hit a wall right near her head. So for her, she's like, he just took out a bunch of life insurance policies on me. And a bullet just went by my head. I think I need to leave.
Yeah.
And so she was out of there, and she left like in the dark. Like he did not know. Like,
good for her.
He went to work, and she packed up her shit and left. Like she was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Did not wait for anything or anybody. She was like, I'm packing up my shit. Then came Frances, or Fran, Randolph, wife number 5, and they got married in the early 2000s. the pictures of her, she reminds me of like a Lauren Ashley model. Do you remember that clothing brand?
Yeah.
Very lots of lace, lots of poof, lots of poof. She was very cute. She was very cute. Tiny little thing, very cute. He still had the fucking mullet. It's 2000s now. I think he cut his hair like one time and then he was like, no.
You just got to think about how manipulative and smart he really truly had to be to convince all of these women to not only date him, but marry him with a mullet. Like, I mean,
okay, hold on.
With the way you're describing it.
If your mullet is badass, we are not talking about you. This person is a piece of shit, and his
you're
mullet,
making it sound like it's so gross.
Yes, because it's stringy, it's gray and blonde. Pick one, and it needs a trim.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like
condition. You know, there's a thing called conditioner. I don't know. He didn't take care of it. You can take care of your shit. You know what I'm saying? So then came Frances. All right, wife number 5 in the early 2000s. So in the HBO documentary, this is who Thomas Randolph, he called her the love of his life.
Oh.
Fuck all those other bitches. He claimed she, quote unquote, calmed him down. So that sex, drugs, and rock and roll, well, there was just no more drugs and rock and roll, I guess.
Sure.
In that time, he was just having sex with her. I don't know. He was the most faithful to her than any of the others.
Okay.
Actually, Becky, and I will say this, Becky did say that there was a room in their house that he would make her go and watch him have sex with other women. Mm-hmm. I totally left that part out. But like, obviously, this was power and control.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she calmed him down. But Fran's death was suspicious too. So she was born with a heart condition, but she was very healthy. She looked great. She was taking care of herself. She had this heart condition, but it wasn't like at that time life threatening. So of course he took out life insurance policies because, oh, God forbid, right? And he convinced her to undergo surgery. And it wasn't necessary to undergo heart surgery. That wasn't necessary.
Surprised the doctor did it.
I mean, it could help, but it wasn't detrimental if she didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So her daughter Rachel testified that Randolph was the last person to see her alive. And some believe he forced her into that unnecessary surgery after making her take out multiple insurance policies that were worth a lot of money. And so after the surgery, her daughter was with her in her room, and she was gone for maybe 40 minutes, she said. And then Tommy comes out and he's got tears in his eyes and he says, she's gone. When she's like, I was just in there and she was fine.
Rachel was not his daughter, right?
Right.
Okay.
And they rushed her back to the hospital, and the hospital's like, I don't know what happened. He's like, there's a complication with the surgery. And of course, you know, who knows? He then sues the hospital and is awarded $1.2 million because he blamed the hospital for her death. Do you hate him as much as I do right now?
I'm surprised he won the lawsuit. I'm just shocked, actually.
I mean, squeaky wheel, I don't know. And finally, the wife that really started the whole ball rolling to put this man away was wife number 6, Sharon Cause. By 2008, Randolph had remarried again in Las Vegas. Sharon was a hairdresser. She did hair in like a assisted living facility. So she, oh, so sweet. Yeah. She lit up a room, Ashley.
Yeah.
This woman
can't light up rooms.
Don't light up. God, just be a wallflower. She seemed so sweet. And it was just her and her daughter.
Yeah.
Her daughter, there were no other siblings. There was no husband. She was just her and her daughter. And you could tell like that was a friendship. She was like, that was my bud. That's what her daughter said. That was my bud. And so she was pregnant. Her daughter was pregnant. And she was so excited. And her mom was so excited. And she was like, I didn't have any friends really. You know, I had a couple of friends. I didn't have any siblings. Like that was my bud.
Yeah.
And like, there's no, who else is going to celebrate this with me? You know? Oh, that broke my heart. A call came in on May 8th to 911 saying that there was an intruder in Sharon and Thomas Tom's house, and that she was down and that he had killed the intruder. And so it sounded like, wow, if you didn't know anything about him, he's a hero, right? Mm-hmm. They walk in and he gets the bad guy.
Was there an actual other person dead at this house?
Mm-hmm. And his name,
wow.
His name was Michael James Miller. The thing was that Mike Miller and Tom were friends. And actually, he had hired Mike Miller months before. They met at a gas station and he was like, hey, you want to do some work around my house? And he started to do work for Mike around the house. And then Mike started to, to groom him for this.
You mean Tom was grooming Mike?
Tom was grooming Mike to get ready to kill his wife.
Oh my God.
And we know this because Mike told his family, hey, this white man, they just called him the white man. Because
yeah,
that crazy ass white man. And he was like, yeah, that white man asked him to kill his wife. And there was going to be a huge payout. That day they had gone shopping for jet skis. Why would this man need jet skis? Right? And that's that grooming. It's that like the promise of you're going to be balling. You're going to need some jet skis.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird. He was a handyman and it took him about 5 or 6 months for this to happen. And he walks in. So Mike Miller knew that they were going to the casino for dinner. They go to the casino. Tom lets Sharon out of the car. She goes in the house while he parks the car in the garage and, takes his time getting out. So when he goes into the house, he sees Sharon face down on the floor. And when I say it is the most annoying sound to hear him walk through the crime scene, because he's like, Sharon, you see your wife on the ground face down and you're just yelling at her?
How is there a recording of that?
Because the police do the recording and they say,
okay, got it.
They say, and I don't want to listen to his voice. So they say, walk us through, tell us what happened.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he reenacts the whole thing and he's like, Sharon. I'm like, if my husband saw me face down on the ground somewhere, he wouldn't just be yelling at me.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he would like run over to me.
I don't think any normal person would just be shouting either. Like they would be concerned.
Like, Sharon, you're face down. Sharon.
Get up and maybe some oatmeal.
Then he...
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm going to hell. I'm sorry. Go on. I'm sorry. I felt like we needed some comedic relief.
Get up and make me some oatmeal. It's a t-shirt. Okay. Where's my chicken pot pie? All right.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, that made me sweat. All right. Hold on. All right. So now, if the man shot Sharon,
yeah,
wouldn't he be ready to shoot the man that's coming in right after her?
Unless he did. Yeah, I would think so.
So
I wouldn't think he would just be standing around.
He wouldn't. Do you think he would hide when he's the one with the gun?
Right.
But apparently he hid, and Tom had enough time to go, Sharon, go and get a gun, and then watch the guy walk out and bam, 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 like shoots on, like empties a gun into this man.
That makes complete sense.
And he says that. He goes, boom, 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 like on the tape. Ugh, he's so annoying. So he calls 911.
He didn't call 911 when he first found his wife.
No.
He just went and got a gun assuming there was someone in the house.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he calls 911. He says, my wife's been hurt. And there's a man, and I shot him. And, okay, well, is he hurt? Yeah, well, I hope he's dead. And they're like, well, is your wife alive? I don't know. Well, you're going to have to put her on her back. I'm going to reenact this for you.
Okay.
This is what the 911 operator hears. Because she's so heavy. Yep.
This grown man couldn't turn his wife over?
She was so heavy. He grunted
Was
like
she
that.
like 500 pounds?
No. So he does that with the police. He reenacts the grunting too.
Oh my God.
He's such a piece of shit. So he had taken life insurance policies out on her. She had changed her will. It was all about the money. Sharon had $360,000 in life insurance taken out. He expected to collect that. But she caught wind. Something happened. Something sparked something.
Yeah.
Something happened to make her go, I'm in trouble. And so she knew deep down, and before she died, she got a friend, and they changed her will without him knowing. They changed her will so that her daughter would get the house, that she would get everything.
Oh, wow.
And she wrote behind, it was like a handwritten, she got it notarized, that, you know, it was like sort of like, what do you want to leave and to who? And she filled it out. It was by hand. It wasn't a typed out anything. So because it was sooner to her death than the other one, that's the one that counted.
Yeah.
He didn't know that. The friend said that Sharon handed it to her and said, if anything happens to me, you get this to my daughter. So something happened to her. Her daughter got it. She saw it was a more current will, and that meant everything that Thomas thought he was going to get, he didn't get. He couldn't even go in and get his underwear out of the house. They changed the locks. He showed up when they were changing the locks, and he's like, you don't have a piece of, I live here. You don't have a piece of paper that says I can't be here. And they're like, yeah, we kind of,
We actually do. Thank you.
you know, like, well, you're just an idiot. Anyway, she knew, if anything happens to me, make sure my daughter gets this. And that little bit of help from Sharon was able to change the trajectory of the whole situation. The prosecutors, unfortunately, didn't feel that they had enough. They didn't feel that they had enough to put this guy away. So the detectives were like, well, we are not giving up because this guy is a menace to society. He's a danger. He's going to do it again.
Yeah.
And we need to find out, like, what's up. And they found out he's had 6 wives and 4 of them have died. So they went all over the country interviewing family, friends of the people who've died. They talked to Mike Miller's family. So they found out about that. They talked to Eric Tarantino. They talked to wife number 1 who survived. They talked to the wife number 3 who survived, right? Who said, or was it 4? Who was just like, this guy was scary and who left really, really quickly. And they were like, yeah, he had life insurance policies out on us. And so there was a pattern.
Yeah.
And the fact that Mike Miller's family is saying, because it was hearsay, they couldn't use it.
Yeah.
It was hearsay. I would never have made it in. But because Eric Tarantino existed, it was able to be brought into that trial. So they were able to bring in his past, and that isn't usually allowed. But because it was so similar to what they ultimately decided on, which was to do a fake robbery.
Wow.
And split the earnings. But what Thomas did was kill the only witness to that crime and try to make it seem like he was the hero.
Yeah.
Hubris. He didn't think he'd get caught, right? So in 2009, he was indicted for the murders of Sharon and Mike Miller. The trial dragged on until 2017.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And by then, prosecutors had painted him as the serial manipulator, a man who married women, took out insurance, and then left a trail of death behind him. They were able to introduce the testimony from a man who was named Glenn Morrison, another man who Randolph had once tried to recruit him to kill Fran, the love of his life, the fifth wife.
The one that had the heart surgery, right?
And stage her death as a robbery. So there was a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, a pattern. In June 2017, Randolph was convicted of Sharon and Mike's murders as well as conspiracy, and he was sentenced to death. But the story didn't end there. In December of 2020, the Nevada Supreme Court overturned the conviction, saying the jury had been unfairly swayed by evidence from Becky's case in Utah. So Randolph went back to trial in August of 2023. This time, prosecutors didn't seek the death penalty due to his age, but the jury still found him guilty on all counts.
Good.
And in April of 2024, he was sentenced to 60 years to life in prison. And he's already old. I mean, he's old. He's an old dude now. Justice delayed, but not denied. He did try to sue police departments, and he did win some money. He did get some things, but
what is the point? You're
just to say you can. I don't know.
Just to be extra annoying from jail.
Narcissism in a mullet. So he is currently serving time, if you want to write him, at Lovelock Correctional Center in Pershing County, Nevada. At sentencing, his attorney noted that Randolph is battling health issues and doesn't have much time left.
Oh, no.
Oh, that little tiny violin is playing. But even then, Randolph insisted he was innocent, saying, "I didn't kill Sharon. I had nothing to do with this." Yeah. What makes Thomas Randolph so disturbing is the undeniable pattern, right? You have the infidelity, you have massive life insurance policies, you have abuse.
You have all these hitmen.
You have the life insurance of $300,000 or more on someone you've barely known a year.
Yeah.
That's insane. And you are the beneficiary. If someone asks you to take multiple life insurance policies out, that is a red flag.
Especially to leave it to you and not your child from a previous marriage.
And not your child. That needs to be taken care of. There was one wife, and I'm pretty sure it was Fran, who made a video will. And he's coaching her. And what do you want? Oh, I want my body to be cremated. And I want all the money to go to Tommy because he's going to take care of my daughter. And he didn't. And, it's just it was a very... who does that? You just got married and now you're making a video will?
Yeah.
Gross. And he was always searching for a third party to do his dirty work.
Yeah.
It was always going to happen. He was never going to do it himself. He thought he could manipulate somebody else. And it's just he should never be out of jail.
Yeah.
Ever. He couldn't help but disparage Sharon's daughter, who just seems like an awesome person. He actually blamed her for her mother's death. Sure. All right. So 6 marriages, 4 dead wives, insurance schemes, manipulation, violence, decades of near escapes. That's why the media calls him the Black Widower. And if he hadn't been caught in 2008, where would we be? Gosh, maybe there would have been somebody else. But anyway, it's a reminder of how dangerous someone can be without even having to touch you.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's just that master manipulator. I'm so glad he was stopped. And I hope he never sees the light of day. And that is my story. Welcome back, everybody.
I don't know how I will follow that up.
Well, you're gonna. But anyway,
My
so
support kitty came out and is chilling with
after
me.
they were fighting,
But Fox is over here chilling with me.
we'll take that part out. Anyway, y'all, we're glad to be back
Yes.
with a splash.
Excited.
But anything you say?
No, I don't have anything to say. If you have a mullet, cut it, I guess. I don't know.
No, because
No,
I
if
mean,
it's- I mean, if
like
it's a
Joan
cool
Jett,
one,
like
right?
Joan Jett, badass mullet, right? Like
Yeah.
you gotta. There's some mullets that are like, okay, like, rock that, but you're not keeping it for 60 years either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like let it go. Find something else. Change is good sometimes, but he just thought he was so hot. But apparently he was. Apparently he was that smart. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. We'll see you.
I don't know what to say to that, so.
Cut your mullet. See something, say something about people's mullets. No, just kidding. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. We're happy to be back.
We love you. Bye.
We love you. Bye.